Many students told me their score for the Duolingo English test is stuck and they want to know how to fix it. So today I'm going to explain step by step why your score in the DET is stuck and how can we fix it. Let's get started. Okay, I'm going to show you in the process of practice test. Okay, the first section is read and select. So if your score is stuck, it means sometimes you choose the wrong answer here. And sometimes when you are not sure, you just didn't choose no. For example, like this, if we're not sure, we just choose no, okay? And this one, no. And industrials, yes. And we don't know, so no. Top, okay. So never just miss this kind of easy word. Contribution. Trauma. Yeah, it's yes. Rethink. Yes. Auckland. No. Yeah, these easy words are very important, okay? If you choose this kind of word wrong, your score will be stuck, will become very low. Lose, right? And conscience, yes. And we don't know, just choose no. This one also no. Appliance, yes. No. Okay, so my performance in the previous section is over 120, okay? Just to make sure, don't miss the easy word. And this part is also very important. Before you set off on your hiking trip, be sure to walk the trail to avoid getting lost. So if you don't want to get lost, we need a map. Okay. The suggestful what caused by rush hour. It's about traffic, right? Here we know we don't need to read the whole sentence. We know it's about congestion. So you don't need to know each word or even need to read each word, but you need to figure out the situation quickly. If you can't, your score will be stuck. The water of a well varies depending on the level of water table in that area. I think it's depth. I think we should get some of that locally what wine for the party. So it's some locally, the wine is locally what? It's produced. So if you answer this kind of question wrong, your score will be stuck, okay? Check out my latest blog post where I've shared the full what of last night's interview. So it's about, this word is not easy, transcript, right? Transcript. But it's okay. I think this blank determines if you can get 100 and over 130. So it's not important. A successful sports team thrives on what and collaboration. So this is a similar word, right? Cooperation. It's similar with collaboration. So this word determines if you can get 100 over 120 or not. He was very what? Often believing outrageous stories told by his friends without question. He was very, actually this word is very difficult. So it's okay. It's like over 130 or 140 words. Okay, we don't need to do that. When the last what fell from the tree. So this one is very simple and you shouldn't miss it. The last leaf fell from the tree, right? You can find I didn't read the whole sentence, just know something fell from the tree. So this kind of question determines whether you can get over 110 or 20. If you answer this kind of question wrong, your score will be stuck. I heard that plastic bags are what in our city now, so it must be banned. So this is a question also like will determine whether you will be over 120 or not. So from this process, you can figure out why your score is stuck. Okay, and this is an adaptive system. If you answer these simple questions wrong, your score will be lower than 110 or even 100.
He was very happy with the recommendation.
He was very happy with the recommendation. So this sentence is short, right? But it determines whether you can get a score over 120 or below. Because here, let's check again.
He was very happy with the recommendation.
Yeah. If you answer this kind of question correctly, don't miss all the details like was, and spell this word correctly, you get over 120. Otherwise, your score is stuck.
He was very happy with the recommendation.
With the. If you miss the, you will also lose point. Okay?
I ran into a close friend yesterday.
I was into a close friend yesterday. I
ran into a close friend yesterday.
I ran into. Okay, so here it's yesterday, so this must be past the tense. Ran. It's not a run. Ran.
I ran into a close friend yesterday.
Yeah, so actually this kind of question is relatively easy. It determines whether your score will go up over 110 or lower it. If you answer it wrong, if you miss some tense or miss a word like your score will become like lower than 120. That's why you stack. Okay, so if you have seen my previous videos, we can also find the answer in the title or the first sentence. Here we know we can see modern architecture, right? So you even don't need to know this word, just copy it from the title. Began in the late century as part of a movement that, and these short words are also very important, and you need to find the answer quickly. And actually, from my guide on my website, you can find the short word list. Okay, so reject traditions and instant, maybe looked to technology and racial rationality, maybe to find the models for building construction. The early saw, it's just be careful about the tense. It's early 20th century, so it's saw, not see. And here we see we can find the answer. It's the same with the title. Move away from historic styles of. Okay, so if you want to get a score like over 120, you need at least answer 80 or 90% of all these blanks. You don't need to be perfect. Okay, so it's okay if you don't know some of the words like this one or this one. It's okay, but at least 80% you need to answer correctly.
Their first day at work was successful.
Okay, their first day work was successful. So this question is relatively easy, right? It determines whether your score will be stuck. Because if you answered wrong, your score will go below 120 or even 110 because there's no hard words here, right?
Their first day at work was successful.
Their first day work was successful. To be accurate in this question, this kind of question, otherwise your score will be stuck.
Their first day at work was successful.
Okay, submit.
We've ascertained the truth.
We've ascertained the truth, right? So, actually, this question is for a higher level score. It's like over 130. So, if you know this word, you get a score over 130. But if you don't know, it's okay. Even we don't know, we can still get like 120. Okay, so this is not the level that could make your score stuck.
You are a school teacher, aren't you?
Yeah, you see, you are a school teacher, aren't you? Make sure don't make any mistakes in this kind of simple sentences. It depends whether your score will be over 110, 20, or even lower than 110, or even 100, because all these words are simple words.
You are a school teacher, aren't you?
So here, don't miss the
You are a school teacher, aren't you?
Okay, so if you miss a word like your score will be stuck. Okay, cabinet of curiosities. The cabinet at the end of the hallway is always full of strange things. You can find out medicine, lotions, and old soaps and shampoos. I don't think anyone has cleaned it out in years. So here, we can find clues from the first sentence. Always full of strange things. It's in the cabinet, right? In the cabinet, we find medicine and also some lotions, soaps, shampoos. All of them are from the same category. And no one cleaned it.
I felt very sorry that I put them to so much trouble.
I felt very sorry that I put them into so much trouble. Okay, I felt, just be careful about the tense. I felt, not I feel. I felt very sorry that I put them into.
I felt very sorry that I put them to so much trouble.
Put them to, not into. Okay, so always check the details. Put them to so much trouble. So this kind of sentence, there isn't any hard words. If you answer it wrong, not perfectly or accurately, you will lose point. That's why your score is stuck. Okay, it's not about hard words. Just make sure answer the simple sentences correctly and don't miss the tense or make every the prepositions correct.
Contrary to our expectation, the teams were quite evenly matched.
Contrary to expectation, the teams were quite evenly matched, right?
Contrary to our expectation, the teams were quite evenly matched.
Okay, here we missed the word our. You can listen again.
Contrary to our expectation,
Our.
the teams were quite evenly matched.
It's like our expectation. It's not very clear, right? But if you miss it, you lose point. And actually, this question is for over 120 or 30. Okay, so even if you don't know contrary, it's okay. Because this is not a very simple sentence. It determines whether your score can be over 130. Okay, so it's similar. Okay, I will do it quickly. Member prefer the logic that individuals who come in with okay, don't stuck at one word. Just do the simple ones first. The topic will also have a strong opinion, prior knowledge, supposedly their ability to be impartial. Okay. So it's okay if we don't know 1, 2, or 3 words here. Your score can still be over 120. So, okay, submit. Interactive reading. We need to read the whole sentence and to find the right word to fit the blank. Like this is a name, right? Imran always, what his small town in Pakistan? Always missed, right? Missed is small town, Pakistan. Untapped potential. Had. As a biofuel production specialist, he had traveled the world studying various techniques and was eager to bring his back. I know bring because I saw back. Okay, from here I know this word. Bring what back? His expertise and innovations. Innovative ideas back to the town when I grew up. Imran returned with what determination, with unwavering to what's a farm into. So it's like a turn, change something into, right? Powerhouse. It was during that he crossed the path. During this period, and yearned for transformative optimism for her community. Okay, submit. And to fill this blank, we need to read the sentence before it and after it. Through sheer determination and tireless effort, the dynamic duelist had on. Yeah, the others joined their cause. The success of it's about their success. With this new founding, no, it's not about. Through the pair finally developed innovative solar energy panels. To survive, producing, and the surrounding community start to take notice. I think it's about farm, right? It's their collaboration soon yielded miraculous results. So it's about the results. So here we can see once began to thrive, producing copious amounts of biofuel and the surrounding. This is their results. Who did Emra meet? The person here, right? Aisha. Just to choose the exact word answer. Where did Imran live? His small town here, right? Punjab, Pakistan. Select the idea that is expressed in the passage. Compete, no, they are not competing. Transformed into this one, right? Their partnership. Okay. The best title. Vertical farms for summer food. Enhancing bioquality. So it's here, right? Sustainable solutions for a small town. Okay, that's over.
You are a student in the public service department at your university. You have been invited to interview for a few jobs and you want to make sure that you are prepared. You go to your professor, who has years of experience in the public service sector, and ask for advice on how to prepare for interviews.
It's about prepare for interview, right? I'm in the public service department. Well, I'm getting ready to attend an interview. It's about interview, right? Who do you ask for? I asked my professor. Why do you want advice? I want to be. Okay, let's listen again.
You are a student in the public service department at your university. You have been invited to interview for a few jobs and you want to make sure that you are prepared. You go to your professor, who has years of experience in the public service sector, and ask for advice on how to prepare for interviews.
I want to be prepared, right? So you can listen to the audio many times, but don't waste too much time. Leave enough time for the next section. I asked for advice about which courses. It's not about the course, it's about the interview, right? Class. Here, talk about my final grade. I want to get you advice on something. Only this one. All these ones are not about the interview, right?
Of course. What is it?
Interview. Upcoming interview. And I want to know if you had a search on how I can improve my interview skills. Interview for a few jobs. I want to know if you had any tips on how to prepare them. So I want to ask you for advice actually. That's worked on. I've never had a job interview for foreign, so it's only about only these two options. I have a few upcoming interviews. I want to know if you had any suggestion on how I improve my. It's not about interview skills, right? It's not about interviewing skills. It's about prepare. So this one, prepare. Interview for a few jobs. I want to know if you had any tips on how to prepare. Yeah, so the prepare tells us this is the correct answer.
Let's see. First of all, you should make sure that you are familiar with the mission and values of the organization. They will likely ask you questions about how your experience and skills align with those.
Okay, so no, you observed a lot. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
They might also ask you behavioral questions about how you would handle certain situations. It would be helpful to have some examples of times when you've handled similar situations in the past.
Okay, it's about your experience. Should I dress formally or is business casual okay? Okay, so I should talk about my experience and skills in composition. No, it's not about that one. Yes, I make sure to include the keywords from the job posting and express my relevant skills. Include the keywords from a job posting and emphasize my job posting. I think it's this one. All right, that's helpful. About dress code.
For most public service organizations, business casual is usually fine unless they specify otherwise in the invitation. You want to look professional but also approachable and like someone they would want to work with on a daily basis.
Okay, that makes sense. Maybe you're right. Okay, this one. Okay, we still have time, so don't skip quickly. We need to remember the key information from the conversation to write the summary in the next section. So if you can't answer this, make 80% of these answers correct, your score will be stuck, okay? And the next part, you need to give a very clear structure about what you talked about. Invited to some interview, right? So I asked my professor for some advice to prepare for the interview, and he gave me some useful advice, including the dress code, right? So something like that. Okay, so I have been invited to interview for a few jobs, and I asked for advice from my professor to prepare for the interviews. He gave me some very useful tips, including the dress code and what I should prepare. Okay, that's it. Give a clear structure about the key information of the conversation. Okay, next one is the writing section. Yeah, writing. So in this section, if your score is stuck, it means maybe you didn't fully answer the question, or your structure is unclear. Okay, so it's not about hard words. So the photo depicts a woman who is feeding a dog on the street. The woman is wearing a white shirt and carrying a bag. In the background, there are some buildings and plants. That's it. So this three-sentence structure is very clear. That can help you get a score over 120. If you can't do this within 1 minute, your score will be stuck, will be lower than 120. And to practice that, you can also go to my website. There's some practice for free to teach you to use the structure smoothly and automatically. People primarily work to earn money, but what are some other significant reasons for having a job? Okay, so it's about explanation, so we can still give a clear structure, like the main opinion and the first reason, second reason, example, conclusion, like that. Okay, the structure can be first give opinion. I think having a job is very important for people because it can have several benefits. Okay, so one, we don't use like hard words. Okay, if we use some like high level words, the score will be like over 140, but it's okay even we don't use, and most of the time we don't need a very high score, right? So one benefit that people we can learn some useful skills and knowledge by doing a job which will be helpful for our future life. Okay, so this is the one benefit. And next one we talk about another benefit. Okay, another benefit for having a job that we can socialize and meet some new friends at workplace. Then we give an example. For example, in my first, when I worked for a company after graduation, I met a few good friends who shared some common interests with me. Okay, so finally we give a conclusion. In conclusion, just an overall, okay? Overall, having a job is very important and meaningful for people because it is not just about making money, but also help us to improve new skills and build meaningful relationships with other people. Okay, so that's it. Okay, we can see this one is the topic. You don't have to do this, change the form, okay? I just want to show you clearly one benefit, another benefit, and for example. Okay, and the last one is the overall, the conclusion. So my structure is very clear, you see? It's not about hard words, just to give this clear structure. And you can also learn and practice structure on my website, jeenglish.com, okay? So that's it. And try to give longer answers in the real test, okay? Now I'm just showing you the structure, so I didn't try to write as much as you can, but in the real test, just make sure write as much as you can, as long as you can. Okay, consider how having a job might contribute to a person's self-identity. How does shape your view on the importance of jobs beyond just earning money? Okay, I think having a job plays a very important role in shaping one's identity. Then give example. For example, opinion example. I have been working as an English teacher for many years, and this has a great impact on my identity. This is not only about earning. This is in this process, I became a person who likes to help others solve problems and achieve their goals. Which is meaningful to me. Okay, that's it. Okay, speaking is also about clear structure, fluency, and just fully answer the question. Okay, so in this question, the structure is important. We need to talk about the main topic, the main character, and give details and the background, and also talk about our feeling. This photo depicts a man who is pushing a cart on the beach, and we can see the man is very tall, and he is wearing a white hat, a gray t-shirt, and yellow shorts. And he isn't wearing any shoes. And on his trolley, I can see he hang lots of dresses and clothes. And I think he is going to some local market to sell these clothes. And this beach looks very beautiful in the background. I can see the blue sea water, which is very beautiful. And I can also see some waves. And at far side, I can see the blue sky. And I think the weather looks very hot. And the man must be a very hardworking man because he doesn't enjoy the good weather like this. He still need to work, and so the picture is very informative. Okay, that's it. Give a clear structure. Okay, discuss how classrooms can be placed for experimentation and innovation. How can educators use classroom as a space to test our different teaching method or learning tools? What kind of research would be necessary? So there are two questions, right? We need to answer both the two questions. Okay, I think classrooms play very important role in testing some new teaching methods and learning tools. Because whenever we have some new idea or new tools, we need to use it in the real setting to test, to find out the results by using the new things. So in the classroom, we can have the opportunity to just check the result from the students and to test whether the new method works. For example, when we are using some new technology like artificial intelligence in education, we need to use them in the classroom and to see the real reaction of the students. And so what kind of research would be necessary? I think it's about using some new technologies or new theories in the education. because we need to see how it actually can help students to learn better, to decide whether it's helpful or meaningful. So classroom is a very ideal place for us to do this kind of educational experimentation or to test the effectiveness of the innovation. So fully answer the question, and your fluency, pronunciation are important. It's more important than the hard words, okay? So here in this one, we have 35 seconds. So just use a clear structure: opinion, explanation, reason, and
I'd like to ask you a few questions about opportunities. Can you tell me about an opportunity you wish you had now?
opportunity I wish I had now is just traveling to a beautiful country, because this is very enjoyable and relaxing for me. For example, I wish I had an opportunity to travel to a beautiful island which has a very comfortable beach and climate, and with lots of interesting sea creatures.
I see. Let me ask you another question. How have past opportunities helped you grow as a person?
Well, past opportunities was very important for me to grow, because they gave me the time and chance and the place to help me to learn some new skills. For example, I had opportunities to work in some foreign invested companies, which helped me learn better communication skills. So read sentence structures, okay?
I see. I've got a different question. Why do you think some people take every opportunity while others hesitate?
I think because some people are more adventurous, because they feel excited when they find some opportunity, even there are some risks. For example, many successful people actually like to take a risk when they see the potential from opportunity.
Thanks for discussing opportunities with me. Now I'd like to change topics and ask you a few questions about rainy weather. Describe some things people might do when it rains.
I think when it rains, most of people just prefer staying indoors, because it's not suitable for doing some outdoor activities. For example, they just watch movies or read some novels in their house when it's raining.
Okay, I've got a different question. Explain how rain can affect transportation.
I think the rain can have a great impact on transportation, because when it's raining, all the drivers have to drive slowly. So there could be more congestions. For example, last week there was a heavy rain in my city, so the traffic became very heavy and there were lots of traffic jams. Okay, opinion, reason, and example.
Okay, let me ask you another question. How can rainy weather have an effect on the natural world?
I think rainy weather is a good thing for the natural world, because we know all the animals and plants, they need water to grow. So for example, especially in some deserts, the rain is very important for the local plants and animals to survive.
Thanks for discussing rainy weather with me. Have a nice day.
Okay, so if you can't give this clear structure and speak fluently in that section, your score will be stuck. Okay, so this is the final part, but there isn't something new. In the writing, we give clear structure, we give an answer long enough, and in speaking, also the structure and a clear answer, and fully address the question. Describe the last time you did something fun. What did you do, and who were you with? Include specific details in your response. Okay. Okay, so it's also we can give a structure. So the topic sentence, what are we going to talk about? And first what happened, then what happened, and finally what happened. It's about narratives, all right? So I would like to describe last time I had a I did something fun with my best friend Frank. It was a weekend. We played video games together, which was FIFA football games. And then what happened? We played 4 hours. And we cooperated together to win lots of games, which was really enjoyable. And finally, we even get the championship in the championship of the World Cup. In the game, and give a conclusion. Overall, this experience was very meaningful to me, because it helped me relax. Okay, so I'm just showing you the structure, okay? The main topic and what happened, then what happened, and finally what happened, and overall. So you can see the structure of this question is answer is slightly different with the previous one because the question types are different. The questions in the previous writing, interactive writing, it was about explanation, but this one is just about narratives. Okay, so the structure is different. So you can also visit my website to learn the different structures for different question types. There are mainly 3 question types, so you can learn 3 different structures. Okay. So again, it's not about using harder words, but a clear structure. And in the real test, just give a longer answer. Okay, I'm just showing you the structure, so I didn't write continuously, write very long, but in the real test, you need to give a longer answer, to write as much as you can, okay? Okay, so this question is also about the structure and the fluency. Sending letter through the mail is slower than sending an email, but letters are sometimes necessary. What are some advantages of sending a letter? When is it better to send a letter than an email? Okay, so just discuss about the advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so nowadays, I think with the development of technology and communication, technology, more and more people are using emails to communicate. So I think there are fewer people are using letters, but sometimes we still get letters from some agencies or public departments. I think there are still advantages. For example, it's easy to help us to keep some records, right? For example, when the bank send us some notes, it's better to use letters because it's easier for us to collect all the notes together and for us to check them in the future, right? And another advantage is that sometimes we even don't know the email address of other people, right? So in this case, using a letter is a sure way to inform some information because if it is bind to the address, the physical address. On the other hand, there are also lots of disadvantages, right? Sometimes the letters could be missing and could be missed, and sometimes it's too slow, right? It might take around 3 to 5 days to before the letter can receive to the people you're writing to. So I think it depends whether it's better to send a letter than an email. It depends your purpose, right? If you want to send something which need to be recorded, like a bank notes or some other kind of notifications or flyers, maybe it's better to use letter. But if it's just for daily communication or discuss something, it's better to use emails because emails is more convenient in interactions. We can just talk about something easily, discuss something easily by using emails. For example, sometimes I got some emails from my students who ask me some questions about the Duolingo English test. So I can give them some feedback instantly by using the email. Okay, so that's it. Let's submit the check date score. Okay, so you can see my score is over 130, 240. So I was explaining the structures and explain why your score was stuck and how to fix it. So I didn't try to get as much as the score as high as I can. But you can see if we give the longer answers and we improve our accuracy, your score will be not stuck, right? So just you can always review my explanation in each section about why your score is stuck and how to fix it. And you can also visit my website to check my guidance, help you to boost your score and do some practice, focus the practice. Okay, you don't need to practice everything. There were 13 question types in the DET. You don't need to practice everything. Just do some focused one to help you to achieve your target score. Okay, so if you find my video helpful, please don't forget to give thumbs up and subscribe my channel for more tips and strategies to help you to get a higher score in the DET. Okay, See you next time.